Yeah, Ryan McCumber, SportsTech.ai. I launched SportsTech.ai in 2019. When I resigned from KPMG, I was the global head of sports tech for KPMG. Big projects we did, we do the NBA game scheduling, so all the analytics are involved in who plays who and when. SportsTech.ai advises leagues, clubs, federations on their digital innovation tech journey. And then I work with a bunch of startups. I advise startups, invest in startups, and I basically connect dots worldwide. Because I was a global head of sport tech for KPMG, I deal with everything. I deal with cricket in India, I deal with the NBA, I deal with European soccer, I deal with Brazilian soccer, Formula One, tennis, you name it, and I've been all over the world. So my specialty is helping a startup in Australia enter the European market or a European company enter the US market. SportsTech.ai is just an advisory consultancy. It doesn't produce anything or have anything. I advise a lot of different startups around the world. I advise some federations, some leagues and clubs on their digital journey. For example, the Belgian Football Federation, just for the pandemic, I helped them with their 5-year digital roadmap. And now we're bringing in different startups to fill out that roadmap, whether it's Metaverse, whether it's apps, whether it's avatars, whatever it may be, all tied to that future journey that they have. Sports is at the forefront of a lot of things. They definitely push. In different sports, the NBA is much more advanced. I would just say, just keep pushing. And we obviously had a big hit financially when the pandemic hit. So just recovering from that, but they're starting to reinvest now in innovation and tech. I don't think there's any sort of advice. I look at the other leagues around the world to look at the NBA because they are pushing the envelope the furthest. Adam Silver at the All-Star game gave a great example. Had Ahmad Rashad up on stage, walked around him with the phone, and he then put Ahmad into the game itself, and Ahmad took over one of the players and he dunked a basketball, and everyone was shocked. I was blown away by it myself. That's one example of the NBA, always doing something different, unique. How do you monetize? It's just something cool. It's like, all right, so what's next with that? But it's really cool fan engagement. It personalizes and basically puts you in the game. And we'd all love to be an NBA player someday. 3 things, and what I love about my job is I love sports. So I get to go to a Super Bowl or Formula One or whatever. And then talking about innovation and leveraging stuff that goes on in different parts of the world elsewhere. So one thing that's booming in America right now is sports betting. Betting does not necessarily excite me. I'm not a big bettor. But with streaming comes issues with latency. And a great example, a company in South Africa that I work with called Mobi, they're eliminating latency. And they redesign it, and this came from South Africa, of all things, working with the Springboks, which is a rugby club. And they're in the US right now working with some very big brands. I can't get into it, but it's proving that they can eliminate latency. Once you eliminate latency, it opens up all the real-time betting. Betting pitch by pitch on a baseball game, for example, on today's opening day, so that's a little appropriate. Be worth checking out Imagine AR. And if you are, say, a Baltimore Ravens fan, you could bring up and you can be putting Lamar Jackson in your house. Now, he's probably a bad example because he might not be there for a while, but they have all kinds of other athletes, Tyson Fury, David Ortiz, Ric Flair, and basically you can put your favorite athlete in your house, personalized, saying happy birthday to you or whatever it may be. Advice for stars would be get back out there and get to events like this one, or get to the Super Bowl. There's all kinds of events were taking place there, and get traveling again and get out there, enter as many competitions, enter as many various accelerators. And then you can get to me, and there's a lot of people like me that do stuff that I do, but really you need to cover the world. So if you are sitting in India and Bangalore, I have 3 or 4 startups there that now have conquered the NBA, and one was just acquired by Fubo TV. So I helped them go from Bangalore, India to doing some work with the NBA, and then Fubo TV bought them. And that was actually my first exit. So happy days for me.